Hi there, Amelia Fortes here, and wow, you've made it to day 7 of the 7 Days to Self-Love Challenge. Simple steps to feel amazing in your body and achieve more while doing less. With these 7 days, you've only just begun your road to self-love mastery. Thank you so much for choosing me to walk beside you on this journey. For today's lesson, I'm going to teach you a concept that will rock your world. It is my take on the #1 Wall Street Journal bestseller, The One Thing by Gary Keller. One big reason you keep getting overwhelmed is because you are trying to do too much. If you're living your life like one big to-do list that never gets done, I can promise you, it will never all get done. Mount Everest is 29,029 feet high, which equates to 58,070 steps, or 3,871 flights of stairs. If you allowed yourself to get so overwhelmed by the tens of thousands of steps it would take to get to the summit, you might never even bother to take your first step. The question you need to be asking yourself every day is not, how am I going to get this all done? The question is, what is the one thing I can do right now such that by doing it, everything else would be easier or unnecessary? And such is the case with climbing Mount Everest. The one thing would be to take the first step. This lesson is simple, and you can bring the concept of the one thing to any area of your life, whether it's a project at work, a list of errands you need to run for the day, a list of people you need to call back, and yes, even your life purpose. For a project at work, what's the one thing I need to do for this project such that by doing it, everything else would be easier or unnecessary? For a list of errands, what's the one thing on this list that I need to get done today, such that by doing it, everything else would be easier or unnecessary? For a list of people to call back, who is the one person I can call back right now, such that by calling them, everything else would be easier or unnecessary? And for your life purpose, what's the one thing I can do in my life that would mean the most to me and the world, such that by doing it, everything else would be easier or unnecessary? For me, that one thing is raising a family. It's why I started my business. It's why I want financial freedom. It's why self-love is an important lesson for me to teach and master. It's why I make my relationship with my boyfriend and my health top priorities. Because I believe doing these things will help me achieve that one thing: a healthy, thriving family of my own. Your assignment for today is to start incorporating this concept of the one thing into your life. You can even use it in tandem with the breathing technique to achieve more clarity that I taught you in day 1. Practice asking, what's the one thing I can do right now, such that by doing it, everything else would be easier or unnecessary? Ask it as soon as you wake up in the morning. The answer may be as easy as wash my face, or meditate, or drink a glass of water. Anytime you feel overwhelmed today and for the rest of your life. Practice pausing, asking the question, what's the one thing I need to do right now, such that by doing it, everything else would be easier or unnecessary? And you can take those 3 deep breaths that I taught you on day 1 and allow the answer to come. When you want to figure out your life purpose, ask yourself, what's the one thing I can do in my life that would be most important to me and the world, such that by doing it, everything else would be easier or unnecessary? Your answers may change from moment to moment or year to year, but the truth is, all you really have is right now. So what's the one thing you can do right now, such that by doing it, everything else would be easier or unnecessary? Let me hear from you in the Facebook group. There's a button on this page that will take you right there for you to post any comments, questions, or stories you'd like to share. Remember to use the hashtags self-love-story and 7 days to self-love. For you Instagram and Twitter users, you can use the image on this page. Just remember to tag me at the Amelia Fortes and use the hashtags self-love-story and 7 days to self-love. Now our 7 days may be over, but we have just begun our road to self-love mastery. Stay tuned, because tomorrow I'll give you some next steps to wrap this challenge up in a fabulous bow and move forward with clarity, confidence, and a deeper trust in yourself. See you then. Bye.